Find out how WSU made a difference in the Russia-Ukraine war.
And which Pullman winery is expanding on College Hill?
From the Northwest Public Broadcasting Studios on the campus of Washington State University, this is Murrow News 8.
Good evening, I'm Abby Davis.
And I'm Shegun Bamdele. Welcome to Murrow News 8.
When Ukraine connected to the European power grid earlier this month during the war with Russia, technology developed by WSU researchers over several decades made a difference in ensuring stable electricity connections. During the invasion, Ukraine disconnected from the Russian power grid and needed help connecting to the European power grid.
They signed the agreement for commercial licensing in January. And it just so turned out that this crisis came about in March or in late February, and the tool was available to them to use it for this purpose.
The WSU Sensory Science Center is recruiting adults over the age of 60 to join an evaluation of ready-to-eat meals for older adults. The volunteers will use the at-home tests and evaluate of different sensory characteristics. You must live independently or unassisted to participate in a two-person sessions. The at-home test will take about 30 to 45 minutes each day for a total of 3 days. Those who participate will receive a $25 Walmart gift card.
Tickets are now on sale for Springfest. WSU Student Entertainment Board recently announced the lineup, which includes rapper 24K Golden and opener Bankroll Hayden. The show is at 6 p.m. April 22nd at Beasley Coliseum. Students can purchase tickets for $28 at the Cougar Card Center on the bottom floor of the Cub. General tickets are available for purchase on Tickets West for $38. Floor tickets are only available for WSU students.
Last Friday, we told you about Mary Sellers announcing plans for a new facility on College Hill. Our live reporter Zane Dodge is out in the Pullman Industrial Park with more details.
Hi. Thanks, Shagun. The new winery will be constructed up the hill from the current location that is right behind me. The site is expected to be a 16,000 square foot winery. It will include event space, a tasting room, and an outdoor spaces, including a patio. The facility allows Mary Sellers to increase production threefold, up to 15,000 cases a year. Mary Sellers owner Patrick Sellers says that he hopes to make the new space somewhere to take a family. The new Mary Sellers should open within the next 2 years. Let's send it back to Abby at the desk.
Thanks, Zane. The Pullman City Council voted to update ward boundaries during its meeting yesterday. Using numbers from the 2020 census, the city is partnering up with Flow Analytics to balance the wards. If you take a look at your screen, we have a breakdown of how many people live in each ward and a graph of what the redistricting could look like. Currently, Ward 1 is over the ideal population of 10,967, while Ward 3 is under that goal number. Community members can attend a public hearing April 26th before the council adopts a final map May 24th.
A conservation group is suing the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers. The group is saying the agency falsely granted a Clean Water Act permit to the Idaho Transportation Department for its project realigning U.S. Highway 95 from Thorn Creek Road to Moscow. This will be the fourth time the group has challenged the plans to reroute the last 2-lane sections between Moscow and Lewiston and expand it to a 4-lane. Al Poplawski, board member and treasurer at the coalition, said the group favors a central route that utilizes part of the current roadbed. The lawsuit does not seek damages, only injunction against the project.
Volunteers joined forces for a wetlands work party Saturday at the Virgil Phillips Farm County Park just north of Moscow. Young and old gathered to plant 128 trees, shrubs, and hedges, clean bird boxes, and remove feed cannery grass. Another work party at the county park is scheduled from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. Sunday. Next, will the northern lights be visible from Pullman? Find out after the break.
This is the story of a boy who didn't talk for a long time. The boy liked things to always be the same. Any changes would scare and upset him. The unknown was an unfriendly place. The boy was very sensitive to lights and sounds. So he built secret hiding places where they couldn't get in. The boy didn't like looking people in the eye. He wasn't trying to be mean, it just made him feel uncomfortable. Sometimes he would flap his arms again and again.
One day I found out I had something called autism. My family got me help. Slowly, I found my voice and learned all the ways I could live with it better.
Early intervention can make a lifetime of difference. Learn the signs at autismspeaks.org.
The city of Pullman is conducting repairs and maintenance on streetlights around Pullman. The city is working to identify non-working streetlights for bulb replacements. If you see any faulty lights around your house or apartment, you can contact the city or send your address or location to the email on your screen.
Thursday is the last day of Washington's studded snow tire season. After that, driving with studs is illegal. If you live in Idaho, you can keep your studded tires until the end of April.
Tonight, the northern lights might poke out, and tomorrow they may peak with a potentially strong show. The aurora borealis forecast is calling the high activity tonight with lights possibly visible. As far as Thursday's forecast, they are calling a strong aurora activity as the lights may be visible overhead.
Well, Drew, clear skies would certainly make seeing the northern lights easier. What can we expect for the forecast this week?
Yeah, thanks, Abby. Hopefully those clouds part so we can see those northern lights. As we saw today, it was a little bit cloudier, but with some sun poking through, so there is a little bit of hope for us out there. Now, today we had a high of 52, low of 37, but the main story from today was those 15 to 25 mile per hour winds that I know everybody was feeling up on campus today, so I wouldn't be writing a paper outside, but you might want to fly your kite out there. As we look into tomorrow, it is going to be about the same, a little bit more sun poking through, so it is going to be a little bit chillier at 48. It is going to dip down to 31 at night, so be careful for that. It will get below freezing. And again, some high winds out there, 10 to 20 miles per hour, but that will move the clouds faster than normal, so you might be able to see those northern lights. As we look at the state map coming up here, it is about the same on the west side as we look at Seattle and Olympia, but it is going to be a little bit wetter over there in the northern parts. And then as we look down at Yakima and Tri-Cities, it is nice down there, a lot of sun poking through, and it's going to be 65 in the Tri-Cities today, so it is warm out there. As we look at the 5-day forecast for the week out here, I'm going to step out of the way so you can see Friday and Saturday, it kind of switches pretty fast. Like I said, in springtime in Washington, if you don't like the weather, wait 10 minutes. It is going to get a little bit rainy on Saturday morning, but it should clear up for the rest of the weekend and kind of just stay overcast as we head into Monday when it gets a little bit rainier out there. So your weather this weekend is kind of be a little all over the place. Would bring a rain jacket and maybe a short sleeve shirt at the same time. All right, that's it for weather. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Drew. WSU's men's basketball team played in the NIT semifinal last night. Find out what happened during the game in New York later.
And good news for WSU fans and athletes regarding football jerseys. Coming up next on Murrow News 8.
I'm Vasily Varlamov with sports. The WSU men's basketball team suffered a tough loss in the semifinal of the NIT tournament last night. Here's our Murrow News 8 reporter Colby Ennebrad with the details from New York.
We are back outside Madison Square Garden in the city that never sleeps, where the Washington State Cougars have taken an unfortunate loss in the Final Four of the National Invitation Tournament. Nonetheless, that does not mean this has been a great season for this program. The best team that Washington State basketball has seen in the last decade, really. And now the Washington State Cougars plan to take this experience here at the Mecca of basketball forward into future seasons. The Washington State Cougars were granted the incredible opportunity to play in Madison Square Garden after reaching the Final Four of the NIT. The game started out sloppy for both sides, and unfortunately, the Texas A&M Aggies were able to pull ahead in the second half. The Aggies would go on to shoot a whopping 77% from the field to conclude a final score of 72-56 in favor of Texas A&M. And while that may sound discouraging, guard Tyrell Roberts had some encouraging words to say looking ahead into the future.
Just not playing for a while, coming from D2 to playing 30 minutes a game, Power 5 conference, having the season that we did. It was just an incredible experience. I tried to stay locked into the moment, but at the same time, I remember to enjoy it at the places I was going and just know I'm supposed to be here. We're supposed to be here, so I think it's good for us going forward.
The Texas A&M Aggies will take the court against the Xavier Musketeers for the NIT Championship game Thursday, 4 p.m. Pacific time. KUGR Student Radio will have its own coverage of the game. Aaron Monson and I will be on the call. You can tune in to listen to that at KUGR's Facebook page. This has been Colby Ennebrad in New York with Murrow News 8.
Athletics and Fanatics announced a partnership that allows Cougar athletes to earn royalties from the sale of custom football jerseys. Fanatics will offer fans customizable Cougar football jerseys for purchase. The players whose names are on the back of those said jerseys will receive royalties.
Thanks, Vasily. Washington State now has an official sport.
Find out what it is after the break. On Monday, Washington State Governor Jay Inslee signed a bill to make pickleball the official sport of Washington. He called it a great sport for all ages. The sport was invented in Bainbridge, Iceland, back in 1965.
I love a good pickleball game, and thanks for watching. If you missed anything in this newscast or our previous newscast, check out our YouTube page. That's it for tonight. See you tomorrow.